Hi, I'm Janelle Evans, and I want to talk about midlife dreams. Why are they so hard to make come true? Have you ever gone to a weekend seminar and was all about possibilities in life and you found yourself so energized and so motivated? You started making lists of all the things in your life that you wanted to experience, your dreams, your goals, and maybe some things that you were going through right now that, aren't so great and you wanted to improve them. That would be a great outcome, right, of spending time in that kind of environment, listening to motivational speakers and coming back home with just such a buzz, right, from being around such positive, possibility oriented, conversations and speeches. So I've done that and it can feel amazing, right? But then when we get back to home and our normal routines, hopefully we're able to take some action with that. And if you've been in that experience and you were able to come back and take action and make some changes in your life, bravo, because you are probably one of the few people who are actually able to do it. Because what happens most of the time, which is really typical, is that people come back from those kind of peak experiences. And yet when they get home and they realize, oops, I don't really know how to make these changes, or I don't have the tools, or I don't have the confidence, or this is going to take a lot of work, they can really get demotivated and overwhelmed. And so nothing happens. And that's really sad, actually. It can happen a couple of weeks, after you get back from that kind of event. Because it does take real work to make big changes, and especially in midlife, sometimes the stakes are higher, right? So confusion, fear, lack of confidence, those are just some of the things that can, keep us from moving forward. And so, we do nothing, right? And then the worst part is we have to then say, okay, now I'm back to reality here. And obviously I wasn't that happy with it, me to come up with this laundry list of things I want to change. So we're back to reality, right? And we try to justify. We tell ourselves things like, it's not that bad, or I don't have the time to do this now anyway, or I'll figure it out someday, right? That's very normal. The truth is, it's harder at midlife to get outside of our comfort zone, to make the mindset shifts that we often have to make to create change. And then the real changes that we need to make can seem really, really hard, the ones that we're focusing on to create the dreams that we want to really achieve. So if we want these changes in our life, what makes it so hard for us? In addition to those things, I think what makes it so hard, and I actually know this based on research, is our brains. That's a big part of it. We've got our emotional side. We've also got, our brains and how they're designed to protect us. We have billions and billions of neurons that are already set in routinely, deeply ingrained patterns, right? And so when we begin to think and talk about making changes in our life, big changes, that's literally interrupting our mental operating system, all those norms, and we're creating new neural pathways. And even introducing changes into our routines can put our brains on alert that's designed to protect us as it scans for danger and threats within those changes that we're talking about and thinking about making to achieve our dreams. So it takes more mental energy, right, to break old patterns that we've had for many, many years and to do things differently in order to make changes that will lead us ultimately to fulfilling our dreams. And when we go too big or too fast with changes, sometimes we have disappointing results, and that can also demotivate us. Making changes to make your midlife dreams come true takes a couple of things. It takes consistent effort. Even starting with small changes, which is what I always recommend, whether maybe it's learning a new skill, trying new ideas, keeping our mindset positive during a global pandemic, and knowing when to pivot as you progress. Those are the key things. It takes commitment, it takes intelligent action, and accountability to yourself over time. And sadly, not many people are really great at holding themselves accountable. It's easier to find an excuse and not create any change and keep going along as normal. Sometimes people find it way too hard to break old patterns. or they're afraid of disappointing people or creating conflict, right? So they stay stuck and they never experience their dreams. And sadly, sometimes they get to the end of their life and they're filled with regrets and saying things like, you know, if I only had spent more time or had more different career, or if I'd only married someone else. The truth is that midlife is a great time to reset and redefine your dreams. You know, you've got more wisdom, you've got more life experiences. A lot of times we do have more confidence, our intuition is greater, and we have more clarity about what's most important to us in our life. So information alone will not transform anyone. And I know sometimes people try to do this themselves, DIY it, and I get that. But if you really want to make some hard changes in your life to achieve your dreams, it takes more than information. Because if that was true, if information was all that you needed to make big shifts, then let's say you wanted to be really fit, all you'd have to do is have a checklist, read some fitness books, and watch some videos, and voila, you'd be fit. But what helps people achieve their dreams at midlife and beyond, where big changes are required and often big risks are involved, is having someone in their corner to reinforce their commitment when they feel like quitting, to hold them accountable to take intelligent action when they don't feel like it, and as they get guided through the possibilities of their life. And I know this is true from the work that I do with my clients every week. I mean, everyone I work with is smart, very successful, and quite capable of collecting information on the internet to, you know, as they do research about making changes at midlife to achieve their dreams, right? But the biggest difference that, you know, people who actually achieve their dreams and those that don't is that commitment to take action, to be open to feedback, and to be held accountable by someone like myself who knows what it takes from a change management and human dynamic perspective to make changes successful, thus achieving your dreams. Just last week, I was talking with a client, very successful executive, and she said, you know, all the things that we've covered, the content, I know it's probably, you know, available on the internet, but one of the greatest things is how, you know, I was held accountable by you. I had this schedule, and every week I was committed to taking the action I told you I was going to take the previous week, and to showing up and to, you know, process all that had happened, to get feedback, and then to create what was going to happen next. And that is what propelled her to make such great progress towards achieving the dreams in her life that she's very well on her way to having. So what I've shared with you is, you know, what makes change at midlife hard, and then some things that you now know you've got to have, you know, consistent commitment, intelligent action, and the ability to hold yourself accountable to make these big shifts so you can achieve your dreams. So what about you? Are you thinking about making some big changes maybe in the last quarter of 2020? How are you feeling about that? Are you confident? Or are you afraid? Are you overwhelmed, or are you excited? Or are you stuck? A lot of people are stuck, particularly during this global pandemic. They don't know what they want to do. So, you know, you don't have to feel any of those negative emotions. You don't have to go it alone. You don't have to DIY this process. And it is a process, guys. I'm going to be totally honest with that. So if what I've shared here in this video resonates with you, and you're curious about what it would be like to work with me over a period of time to achieve your dreams, then I invite you to reach out to me by email, and it will be posted here in this video. It's jevans@strategicinteractions.com. I'll post it here. And feel free to reach out to me. We can have a chat. I can share more details with you. And then we can decide if, in fact, you know, working together is a great next step. Bottom line, you will get tremendous insights as to what steps you can take next to achieve your dreams. Take care.